Hello everyone and welcome back to another Black Clover mobile video. So who should you be choosing with your free seasonal key? And I will do breakdown for all the three characters, but before I do that I will just tell you guys, if you didn't pull for Noelle, just pick her. You don't need to watch this video. She's like the best character for PvP, she's like the best character for PvE, she's like triple S tier, she's like the best unit ever in this game. But if you already have her or already summoned for her and now you need the Gauche or Yuno, we will take a look at those characters and I will help you make a decision. But let's take a look at Noelle. Why is she so broken? So her skill number one is called Aqua Wave. She's like it's like an AoE ability, as you can see. AoE on her skill number one is very good. But if you have a barrier on her, and if you have a Blessing of Water is her skill number two. So if you have a barrier, she will get more increased damage, and if you have the Blessing of Water, she will gain even more damage. So she's like very awesome. So let's take a look at her skill number two, the Blessing of Water. So this grants an ally only one, the Blessing of Water, and it's a buff that creates a barrier and grants immunity to a fixed amount of damage and counter attack. So like when you press the 2, you can select one of your 4 characters, and one of them, the one that you select, will get the Blessing of Water, and they can actually counter attack. And so let me just show you. So as you can see here, so I can only choose Noelle, so she will be getting the Blessing of Water, as you can see right here, but all the other allies will get actually increased favorite damage. So this will be like if your character is red, it will do more damage to green characters, and all your characters will get also a barrier. But the Blessing of Water, it will be applicable to only one character. So I hope you understand. So these two buffs will be for all your allies, but the Blessing of Water will be only for the character you select. So right now that I have the Blessing of the Water and I have the barrier, her one will actually do crazy damage. So as you can see, when I attacked, you can see like the enhanced weapon buff underneath her, or as you can see. So her one will actually do a lot of damage, and now if I use her one, I will not get the buff. So try to use her 2 before you use her 1 always, and try to select her to receive the Blessing of Water, because she is a skill number 1 AoE, and she will always counter with her skill number 1, and she will always counter with an AoE's attack. So she's very broken. So let's take a look at her ultimate. Her ultimate is a AoE and applies increased magical attack level 2 and grants herself increased magical attack for 2 turns. So she actually buffs herself 2 times. 1 buff sticks for 2 turns and 1 buff just before she attacks, and that's why her ultimate also do a lot of damage. She is basically, I don't know, she's like crazy unit. Like she's defending, giving your allies barrier, giving your ally counter attack. She's like doing like the most damage ever, and that's why she is like the best unit bar none in the game. Her awakening passive give her a 10% increased magical attack, and her passive, I think the LR passive, gives her a barrier to herself equal to 10% of the damage taken for 2 turns. So she's overall the best character. So if you didn't pull for her, if you like didn't summon and get her, just choose her with your key. But now let's talk about the other characters. I mean, they are very good. So if it's between Yuno and Gauche, so maybe you pulled her, you pulled Noelle, and now you are wondering who should you be choosing, Gauche or Noelle. Let's take a look. For me, I think Gauche is slightly better than the Yuno. I think he's a better unit than Yuno. So his skill number 1 is Mirror Sun, that grants allies with HP equal to 80% or higher weapon enhancement. So if your allies are basically 80% of HP or more, they will get, as you can see, the buff, the damaging buff. They will do more damage. His skill number 2 is very awesome. It's a buffing skill that lasts for 2 turns. It's called Mirror Burn, and his skill number 2 will actually applies increased all attack level 3 for the ally for 2 turns. So as you can see, you select an ally and he will get an increased attack level 3. It's increased attack by 50%, and has a 60% chance to grant an ally increased penetration for level 2, and grants also an ally intense sunlight. So let me just apply his skill number 2. So as you can see, we can actually get 3 different buffs. I mean, one is gone, but as you can see, this is the attack. Yeah, this is the attack. And I think we didn't get the pen one because it's 60% chance we can get it. So let me just try again. Maybe we can get it. So you can actually get 3. Yes, we got it. So you can actually get 3 buffs from his number 2. It's the attack and the pen buffs, and you can also get this buff is like uniquely his. It's called intense sunlight. So it increases damage dealt by 5%, and it can actually stacks up to 3 times. So as you can see, it's stacked up to 2 times. So I can actually use his skill number 3 one more time, and as you can see, his skill is actually can stack to 3 times, and so it can stack to 15% more damage. And the good thing about this buff, it can't be removed, it can't be cleansed, so it's there. Like if he uses his skill number 2, boom, like the skill is there. That's very powerful. Now let's talk about his skill, his ultimate. It's called Cute Mary is the best. It's he actually sacrifices 10% of his HP and grants all allies fortify. So as you can see, he will bleed, he will lose 10% of his HP, he will give all the allies 30% fortify. It's reduced damage taken, so he will give your allies 30% reduced damage taken, and he will grant all allies increased accuracy. I mean, accuracy by 32%. That's a very powerful buff. And he will also gives your allies DOT immunity, and that's what is called damage over time immunity. So this is the accuracy buff, this is the damage reduction buff, and this is the damage over time. So if you are like facing characters that will poison you or characters that will do burn to you, I mean, all of those will not work when he uses his ultimate. So I feel like he's a very good support. Actually, he will be slightly better in PvP than PvE, but overall I think Gauche is better than the Yuno. But still, the Yuno is actually a good character also. So let's go and take a look at the Yuno. So Yuno is a green debuffer, as you can see, and let's talk about his skills. He's also not the same seasonal Yuno as like the closed beta. So let's talk about his skill number 1. It's a single targeting damage ability that decreases stamina. So as you can see, it's debuffs the enemy and decreases their stamina. Very basic. His skill number 2 is an AoE. It's called Tornado. It creates a water tornado and applies attack reduction to an enemy for 2 turns. So this is very useful. Lowers the enemy's attack, as you can see, and do some good damage. Yeah, I mean the attack have I mean, not the best multipliers, but it's an okay ability. So his ultimate is the Gale Warning. I think it's an AoE also, and it applies Incapacitate level 3. It's so this makes the enemies take 30%, I mean 50% more damage. This is like the best debuff, and applies a concentrated attack debuff to a designated opponent for 1 turn. So the designated or the concentrated attack debuff, I don't know what's this one do, but I think it's so we didn't get it. Okay, we did. So I think this one, let me just read if I can. I think this one makes the enemy do like very less damage. Let me just translate it on the fly. So as you can see, if you take damage, you receive critical damage. Okay, oh, so it makes the enemy actually takes critical damage. So if I attack him, the attack will be always be crits. I mean, that's powerful. So his combined attack, it's an AoE that's do defense reduction for all enemies and removes immortality. His passive is upon landing a critical hit, he has a 50% chance to apply 10% increased damage taken to all enemies, and his unique passive is applies 10% attack reduction to all enemies for 2 turns upon using skill number 2. So as you can see, this Yuno is all about debuffing the enemy's attack, making the enemies weak, making the enemies take more damage. So he can be actually useful in the mono green teams maybe. So he's not bad overall, but I think he is the weakest of the 3. Noelle is the best character ever. Gauche is like a very solid support, and Yuno right here is a very also good green debuffer. So I mean, it's an SSR Yuno. I mean, I know there are a lot of Yuno fans who would love to like summon for him and level him up, and yeah, I mean overall these 3 seasonal characters are very awesome. So if you didn't pick Noelle again, just go pick her. If you summon for her, or if you are going to summon for her, good luck. I already did my summons. They were bad, but I did already choose her. As you can see, let me just show you. I did get Gauche from the pity, and I already did choose Noelle for my free seasonal character, and I should be getting her with tonight reset. So this is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, and I will see you in the next one.